on the developments around that for you and giving you all the details as always. For now, we want to head into our next conversation of the afternoon, and it's all about the KCB Lions Den. Of course, we've got the next season coming up. It allows entrepreneurs to connect with some lions in the den who can then fund and inject capital into their projects if they so wish, depending on their pitch. And so my guest was actually one of the contestants, and she did walk away with some money. So I want to catch up with her and see, where did it go? Did it take her business further, and what are her expectations? So joining me is Penina Ntogondu, and she's going to be talking to us about KCB Lions Den. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So your business, first of all, just lay the land for us. What was your business about, and how much money you walked away with?
I was just basically doing pizza deliveries from my house.
Okay.
And getting an investor was so hard, or getting someone who understands the business. So I thought of trying KCB Lions Den last year, which was season 3. And I was blessed to get a deal with Chris and Anu.
Yes.
3.5 million for 40% equity.
Okay. So 40% equity, 3.5 million, and you had been operating from home, I believe, for about 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And you told me just recently, August 1st, you opened your first standalone establishment, and that's in Buruburu.
Yes, it is.
All right. So it's a pizza restaurant called Pizza Queen.
It's Queen's Pizza.
Queen's Pizza.
Yes.
First of all, why that name? It's very interesting to me.
Actually, the full name is Queen's Pizza Deliveries, because from home I could only deliver. There was no joint you could come in and eat.
Yeah.
So that's where deliveries came from. Queen, I guess it's because of my mother.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you received the money from the den, what was your first decision, your first business decision? What did you decide to do?
Actually, the money does not come as easy as people think. Like when you shake hands at the den, that's it. There's a lot of work that comes after that. You have to prove yourself to the lion. You have to discuss numbers. You have to discuss what you have, what you've planned for the business before the money comes in. So I have learned a lot all through. But Chris and Anu has worked with me, and we started. Getting a space was hard. That took longer than expected, getting a prime space. But it's not easy, but it's doable. And with getting a deal with KCB Lions Den has seen my dream come true. I've seen Queen's Pizza Delivery's first branch open, and it's doing pretty well.
That's great. So not just about the money, the mentorship that you get is so important in that process.
Yes, it is.
Yeah? Okay, so what are your future plans for your business now?
Right now, we want to see this first branch stabilize like we want it to, because it's about 4 months now. But in the future, we'd like to see other branches of Queen's Pizza, so we can create other jobs as well and see the business grow. So there's so much in store. We can't share it just yet. All right. But there's a lot in store.
Great. And even as we wind up, your last word to an entrepreneur who wants to try for KCB Lions Den, and also to a lot of SMEs out there who, we've been talking about how they're struggling so much. So just your word of perhaps wisdom to them as well.
The fear is getting started. The other fear is trying. So if you feel fear that you're going to the den to face the lions, then that's good. If something scares you, then that means it's worth something. So if you just lie down or stay in the house, you're depressed about your business, and you're doing nothing about it, and you'll go nowhere. So being on the den, even if you don't get a deal, number one, you get marketing. Everyone sees you. To date, I'm still on YouTube. Number two, you can get someone to just give you mentorship. Number three, now it's the investment. So there's no losing with KCB Lions Den. So I'd like to challenge every SME out there, every entrepreneur out there. Don't be scared. Get up and make it work.
Do it.
Do it. Make it happen.
Amazing. And, this entire show today, we've been talking about SMEs and their access to capital and how challenging that is. But you saying, just getting up and starting is something. How hard was it for you to get that initial startup, even that 2.5 years ago?
It was so hard. It is so hard. And you can't go to a bank and ask for money because they don't have assets. So getting money is so difficult. What I would advise someone is to start small. Start with what you have. I started in my 1-bedroom apartment with my small oven. If I did not start there, then I would not have gotten this capital of 3.5 million. I started with 200,000, and it has brought me this far. So just start small. Start with what you have. If you wait to get the big money, then it's not going to come. So you have to start somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was what were your feelings just before you entered the den and then after?
Oh my goodness. Before, I was shaking.
Yeah.
The night before, I did not sleep. I was just preaching in my head. And I remember I Googled all the lions. So I would advise, first of all, if you're going to the den, Google them all, just to know what you want. Get someone who's in the line of business, because I read Chris was in hospitality.
Yeah.
So I know this is what I want. So I was so scared. I was shaking like a leaf, getting to meet these people who are so successful and trying to share your dream with them, knowing if you get this, your life has changed completely. Either way, if you lose, because there's no losing, as I said, with Lions Den.
Okay.
The feelings after, I was confused.
Were you?
I was confused. I was holding my tears as I walked off, because I was like, yes, I did it. Finally, it has happened.
Yeah.
People don't believe in you. Like, you lose friends. People don't believe in you. Like, you can actually build a business. But when you actually get that deal, people are like, oh, so she was actually onto something. So getting that deal,
Okay.
I cannot express the feeling. I cannot express it.
Thank you so much, Penina, for joining us today.
And thank you for having me.
All right. Well, KCB Lions Den is what we've been talking about, of course, SMEs, dreams coming true. And the next season is going to be even more exciting. On that note, we're taking a short break.